Well, thank you for coming on my show, Miss Wendy.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you. And we'll get started. How did you get your acting career started?
So it started when I was sick. I had a massive crush on Orlando Bloom, and I started asking my dad, "How are you? What is an actor?" And I didn't know what it was. It took an hour for him to explain what it was, and I thought his characters were real back when I was six. And then I started watching his movies, and I really liked the way he portrayed his characters, and not just him portraying the his characters, but also I could see his humility and modesty,
Mhm.
and I could basically see Orlando Bloom in all of his characters, and I was very curious. And then on the other hand, I started doing plays at school back in Oxford, and every time the teacher would be like, can you read this text, or can you do this play, I would be so excited about it and really enjoyed also the process.
That's amazing. Now, of course, you were in a couple episodes, 3 episodes in 2013. You played Kaden, Kazuma no Seki. Is that right?
It's Japanese. I don't Kaiden, I think.
Yes,
I'm not sure.
it was a Japanese TV series.
Yes, correct.
What can you tell me about it?
So that was back in France when I was in Strasbourg, because we moved early on from Oxford to Strasbourg. So I was looking for castings back in France, and I'm playing the daughter of a couple who apparently has supernatural powers, and I thought, yeah, why not?
It's amazing. And that's 2013. You played 3 episodes in that. And of course, most recently you played Fly Away and Emerald. And then of course you were Steve Hackett music video, and that was 2022 as well. So what can you tell us about those two?
So I recently, well, it was after graduation, after drama school that we filmed, but for Steve Hackett, it took about, I think, 7 years or so to get that music video made due to budget. But basically, I found a friend of Steve Hackett through my contacts, and he auditioned me for a movie originally, but said, maybe not for this role, but I do have a music video when you could play a nymph. And yeah, it was a we had to wait 7 years due to budget, but I got the part. And then he said, "Can you bring maybe some people, some actors onto the music video?" So I contacted people from drama school as well. For Fly Away, so it's a story kind of like Twilight, I thought, kind of like love triangle going on. So yeah.
Amazing. So now what do you like about acting so far?
What I like about acting, I like the technique. Like the thing when I went to drama school was also, especially the voice, using my voice in acting. I really enjoy learning the methods, and I want to keep learning my craft. But it's also the fact that we do live in cynical times, and I feel acting is an escape. You can go into this other realm. When I was little, I would just listen to trailers, and I just love the epic realms and also the process. I love looking at IMDb, how I've progressed, and also, yeah, just feeling free, using my voice. Like my, I just feel so happy when I do it. So yeah.
That's awesome. Now, what is your greatest weakness and greatest strength as being an actress?
Ah, hmm. Well, that's tricky. That's really my strength, I would say, is the use of my voice, because I've done a lot of private vocal sessions back in drama school, and I think I'm good at emphasizing my words and being craft. I guess my weakness would be I need to let things go a bit more, I'd say, maybe. I mean, they taught us to be free at drama school, which really helped, but I think how to say, like, really letting go, just like, you know forget, letting go, letting things loose, I'd say.
Okay. Now, how do you approach yourself to get into character?
I do some research. So we're currently looking at the Anne Boleyn character. So what I would do is really look at books. I mean, this is historical, but really look at all the information of a character, who answering the questions, who, what, when, why, all the characters associated with that character.
Mhm.
And then I think what I would do is just give a monologue about who this character is and make sure it's very long. So maybe how they smell, how they hear, just having all those details to give as much truth to the character as possible.
Wow. Now, what age did you start acting though?
I started actually after Lord of the Rings. I really wanted to get straight into it, so I'd say seven, six, seven. Yeah.
Hmm. And are you the only sibling, or do you have any, or do you have other brothers or sisters?
I have a half sister called Jade, and she's only 8 years old. And I have another sister. She's 2 years younger than me as well. She's currently in Taiwan. She does do acting a bit on the side, but she's more into the language kind of side of things, and she speaks Chinese fluently. Just I don't know, it took her 2 years to learn it. I was very impressed.
And so, you started your acting career just right after Lord of the Rings. By the way, Lord of the Rings, wasn't it filmed in England?
New Zealand. I think New Zealand. I don't know if they filmed some parts in England, but maybe New Zealand. Mostly New Zealand.
Hmm. And so, now, what do you like the most? Have you done theater work as well, or just more on the camera?
So it's that when I was little, we did move to Oxford early on when I was 10 years old, and I was in the European school in Oxford for about 4 years. So I joined the drama club there and did some British theatre on stage. And when they applauded, I just felt so good to do something that I love and getting
Hmm.
reward from it. And then in Strasbourg, it was mostly musical theatre with bilingual American French kids. But then I'd say Screen has kind of reached with an early on point with Kaiden, and then in London I would do more work after that on Screen. But I would say that I like both of them so much for stage because I can use my voice more. But I like Screen because it records your work and you can look back. I know some people they don't like looking at themselves back. Totally relatable. But I need to see if I've improved in some ways, which is why sometimes I go for Screen.
Wow. And what is your favorite role that you played so far?
I'd say for now it's Rosalina and Fly Away. I think I like complex characters, just to really challenge myself, and it was a challenging role, so just want to keep going, keep on learning, really.
Okay. Now, are you working on any current projects right now?
So at the moment, we're doing quite a lot of commercials. I've applied all over the internet because I haven't really built a commercial really yet, and I've applied all over, and yeah, just kind of building it. And then there's a movie coming out called Amelia the Unstoppable, and that's an action movie, and that's coming out I think next year, 2024. And yeah, just doing short films in between, and yeah.
And can you tell people about the film that's coming out or not yet?
Not yet.
You can tell us next time. Now, what do you believe is the most challenging aspect of being an actress?
The criticism, I'd say maybe. Um, I've actually met Gimli from Lord of the Rings back when I was about 20 years old, back in 2017, and I didn't get his advice back then. But now I think I'm starting to even get it now. He said you need he said, Wendy, just keep working, don't be one of those people who have this massive jackpot like in your career, just keep on working because it feels like we need to get the big golden movie and everything, and there's so I think that's the pressure, it's the pressure that and the criticism, I'd say, is really difficult, and also feeling you're being judged if you don't get the big golden thing. But what I've learned is to follow John Rhys Davis advice, just keep working. Doesn't matter if it's a million, 12 million budget, if it's even if it's £100 budget, I would work for it. Just want to keep improving, really.
That's true. You want to keep improving your acting goal and everything. 100%. I totally agree with you on that. Now what do you say is your greatest accomplishment so far?
Um, I would say I'm really proud of having graduated from drama school. I was coached for an entire year. It wasn't an easy process. I would do self tapes every day nonstop to make sure everything was good. I'm really proud of Steve Hackett. Everyone's talking about the Steve Hackett music video. But I'm really proud of it's Steve Hackett and Fly Away. I'm really proud
Hmm.
of. We I think a tribute reached 105,000 views, and Steve Hackett, having worked for such an amazing artist, yeah, for now those would be my two favorite.
Right. Wow. Now, what was the most challenging role you ever taken?
I sorry, Rosalina for sure. She's so complex, and also it was my first time doing some intimacy coordination work. So
Hmm.
I wanted the other actor to be as comfortable as possible as well. So it was challenging because it was kind of like seeing everything we've done at drama school in one go, kind of
Right.
uh, kind of thing. And there were so many lines to learn. Um, so yeah, it's also a complex character. I wanted to do her justice. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Sorry to cover my mouth, so sneezing. What is your short-term girl goal so far?
Get the commercials done, I guess. Just get a commercial reel. Because I feel like after I graduated, this is when my career truly started. I feel trained, I feel ready, and I haven't done any commercials before, so I feel I need a commercial reel and yeah, get the commercials done basically.
Wow, I can't wait, and I'm hoping to for you to get a lot of commercials. Do you what do you hope to achieve as your long-term goal?
Um, it's a tricky question because I just want to keep improving. I do want my technique to keep improving. I mean, I've learned the Meisner technique for a year and been in drama school for a year, but I feel there's still some improvement for my craft. And I hope to get my credits list
Hmm.
expanded, just so I can get more work and more work. I just want to keep working till, yeah, till the very end, really.
Right, that's true. Now, can you provide example when you had to overcome a challenge on set?
Ooh, it happened in drama school actually, and I'm glad it did because I did learn a lot. I'd say back then in drama school I would always say yes to everyone, and I think that was the wrong thing to do because I was kind of a people pleaser kind of thing, so I would always say yes, I understand to my director when I should have been more honest and say, yeah, can you re-explain, because I didn't want him to feel um like I didn't understand. I didn't want to look bad, but then
Hmm.
during the grad show, I started understanding that it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to not understand something. And I've taken this on board after graduation. And yeah, always make sure you follow the directions. You do understand them. You're not, covering yourself and saying, I, so yeah, definitely.
Wow, that's true. You gotta, I don't have to describe it, but you gotta follow the direction, follow the weight. It's right, drama school. When did you go to drama school?
Last year, it was September 2021, and I graduated in July 2022. So it was an intensive master's program back at Drama Studio London, but it was the best year of my life because it transformed me. Even if it was short, it was an intensive time during the entire year. And I don't feel like it just made me a better actor. I feel better as a person. I feel I
Hmm.
used to be so stuck and unconfident. Now I feel
Right,
I'd like to do everything.
right. Well, back to back we were saying earlier about your acting career, you seems like you've done a lot because, not to brag, but you have a lot of followers on Instagram. And, it just means a lot for you because it means you're working hard and your acting career, people know about you, and that's the way it is in the community. We're in this entertainment industry, we all are supporting each other. We're a family.
Yeah, yeah.
So, did you ever, again, not to, for yourself, not to make yourself brag, did you ever thought you get that many followers on Instagram?
It started like honestly, like all my friends had Instagram before me. Like it was in 2014 I got introduced to it because it was all about Facebook and then I got onto Instagram. Um, I'm very much into photos and creativity, not necessarily for the like and the followers, but to see how I've improved through my journey and keep it kind of on file. Like I would post a photo and then put it on a computer file just to make sure everything's saved and I can see how I've improved. It started with a Lord of the Ring saying I'm a lookalike of Arwen because I started following all the Lord of the Rings fan accounts and then it started building from there really. And then yeah. And then I just communicated a lot of casting directors by email and put my Instagram in the email. So I guess it also kind of increased from there, I guess.
Wow, amazing. Congratulations again. Um, I don't know if I should say congratulations, but it is congratulations because, it means a lot of people are supporting each other in this community. Um, so what do you have any funny or interesting stories behind the scenes or on the scenes?
On the movie sets or like
Yes.
kind of like backgrounds kind of stories.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hmm. Uh, do you have a specific? There's so many. I don't know. Something specific.
It doesn't matter which one is.
Um. Oh yes. In Fly Away, it was really chilly. So the crew thought we were going to, stay warm in the car. But it was like in December that we filmed most of this project, and we thought we would, all stay cozy warm in that car. But in the end, we hired a cottage just to keep us kind of warm and everything. So I just can't think what would have happened if we all stayed warm in that car. It was really chilly, and when we filmed Fly Away, I was literally my teeth were making movements nonstop before I was saying my lines. So I had to make sure my teeth were really still. Um, but yeah, it turns out fine. But it was 4 hours of filming nonstop, and we weren't even allowed to go back in that cottage because we needed to get it done, paste it up. So I was shivering for 4 hours. I know the other crew and cast were shivering, but their teeth were not, moving. So yeah, that's a background story.
Well, how cold was it?
It was insane. It was like icicles everywhere. It was, oh God.
Is there something we should know about you that nobody knows about?
Um, I feel like people portray me as always happy and everything, but not necessarily. I can get down very easily. I can be so sometimes I get on the lows quite easily because I do want I want to achieve for perfection. So if something bad happens, like the external forces come onto you, I get
Hmm.
very sad if something doesn't work out in my life. I get sad easily, if that makes sense. But I try to be happy on the outside. So yeah.
And then do you have any hidden talents that nobody knows?
Ah, well, I speak French and English fluently. I don't know if that counts as a talent, but I'm purely bilingual. Um, hmm. Yeah, I'd say that's it.
Now, you're originally from England, correct?
So I'm part like I was raised in France at first. My dad's French. My mom's from Zimbabwe, so I got the English from her. But I was raised in the UK from 10 to 14 back in Oxford. but now I'm back, yeah, in London since I'm 21, really.
Wow. And there's a lot of film opportunities in England as well. So, um,
Yeah.
I heard a long time ago that's when the old Star Wars was filmed in England and, you know, but and then the Lord of the Rings was filmed there as well. And so amazing. Now, all these recent roles you played and you have upcoming films and you have all these potentials coming up. What character do you see yourself that you hope to play in?
I'd love to do historical. I've done an English degree, so anything kind of badass historical for sure, like maybe a TV series historical role for sure.
And you like to talk about history.
Yeah, like the Tudors era, ask me any question, I'm obsessed. But yes, I do like history from my English degree, but the Tudors is my favorite era for sure.
Really?
Yes.
So you like the medieval times?
I just love, I mean, the times back then was really hectic. Like you wouldn't survive back then, I guess. But I love the costumes, I love the corsets. I just love like like how graceful it's portrayed in movies, I guess, and it makes you feel like you're in another realm with beautiful costumes and everything.
Yeah, the back then the medievals when they had to wear those the women had to wear the long dress and all these costumes. Nice. Um, so what is so you preferred like being a history movie. So what history movie or TV show would you like to what your character like to be played in?
Mm, something in the Tudors, or something maybe after the Tudors era as well as a challenge, or something Viking wise, maybe. Like, yeah, something warrior wise or Tudor wise, for sure.
So you like to have your character play as into like a action warrior movie.
Yeah, like kind of like battlefield, like badass woman kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Okay. Now what can you tell young people who want to get into acting? What's your advice for them that, they want to get into acting? Like, what can you advise them?
Just keep working. It is very difficult, but just seize all the opportunities you have around you. Try to make the opportunities for you as well. There are casting platforms. Don't put all your focus onto one thing because there's so many things out there. Because if you focus too much on one thing and you don't get it, it feels like it's the end of the world. So it doesn't mean because a door closes that a window isn't opened. It doesn't mean because it seems hopeless, there's no solution, that it's the end of the world. Like you could make it big if you wanted to, if you ask how someone made it big. But I know that a lot of people want to reach that gold movie but or like jackpot, but I feel just keep working. It doesn't matter what project you do unless you really
Hmm.
believe in writing as well.
Wow, that's true. Keep that passion, just keep opening that door and keep going. You never know where you're going to see yourself in 5 years. So now I meant since I brought 5 years, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Um, I do want to get onto professional credits, whether it's in the BBC or Netflix. I'm currently looking at getting into those professionally, because I am accredited drama school trained and I do want to show what I've got. And I have a 8-year-old sister and I do want her to see me on the big screen one day. I just really want to inspire her, to be honest. So yeah, anything on the BBC Netflix kind of level, I guess.
Yeah, BBC is amazing. I love the BBC. It's a wonderful news. I mean, not news source, but lots of good shows on there. Sherlock Holmes and Doctor Strange. Is it Doctor Strange? No, not Doctor
Yeah.
Strange. Doctor Who.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I love David Tennant. I know it was when he regenerated, I got so sad. I mean, I love Matt Smith as well, but David Tennant, he was born to play the Doctor. Really loved him.
Yes, he was. Who's the new doctor now?
I know there was Peter Capaldi, but then I'll be honest with you, I haven't followed up because I was so broken after David Tennant's regeneration.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, I know. I haven't kept up either. So just a curious question. You just off the topic of acting, but you eat halloumi, right? Halloumi is very popular in England.
Oh my God, yes, I do. I actually got introduced to halloumi fries back in September, like last year. It was actually very new to me. But I'm obsessed with halloumi. Yeah, it's so delicious.
And if you mind me asking, you can tell the audience, what is halloumi?
I think it's a Greek dish with cheese, like fried. It's kind of like fried cheese that look like fries, I guess. But yeah, very cheesy. A very cheesy dish.
Wow. Okay. I need to try it when I go visit England. Hopefully. So, I heard so many great things about it. It's like comes in a roll and like a cheese and eat it. It's hard for me to describe it, but um, and we don't have it in here in the States, so I have to definitely try it out. So,
You should. Like if you go to a pub, you can definitely have it. It's so good.
in England, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Wow, I definitely will. Well, I do appreciate you, coming on my show, and I can't wait for more projects for you to come on and talk about your projects and your next com upcoming films, your upcoming TV shows. And I'm so excited for you about it. So,
You.
also, if you can correct me, are you also a model?
Yes, I am. I started when I was about 13, 14, and I started doing some photo shoots and yeah, I kept building my career from there in modeling and yes, still applying for photo shoots when I can and yeah.
So, when did you start your modeling career?
So about so it was back in 2010. So back in Oxford, I started doing some photo shoots, and then we moved to Strasbourg. So I did some photo shoots there, and then especially in London, I really applied to as many photo shoots as I could, and did also some video kind of modeling as well, and built an artistic reel for modeling, I guess. So yeah, just doing modeling, acting, much as I can.
Wow. And I noticed because you're modeling on your Instagram, so you do modeling, acting. So you have a lot in that's good, and how if you had to I know I asked most people this, but if you had to choose between which career you're going to go with, would you choose modeling or would you choose acting more?
Acting because I like there's more challenge and I want to challenge myself as a person. I mean, for modeling, to be honest, like it's kind of like acting. You kind of playing with the camera as another character. So I always pretend the camera is another character and kind of playing with it. But with acting, I feel more challenged because of, first of all, the lines, the script, like the depth of the words. And I'd rather challenge myself and see me evolve as a person, see if I get the technique right. But for modeling, I mean, of course, posing wise, that there are some difficulties, and I know like on Americans, I think it was top models. They if someone didn't pose well, they would be judged harshly. So I do think there's a challenge there for modeling as well. But I'd say acting is more challenging, so I'd rather challenge myself.
Right. Acting is the answer, 100%. So I know, keep up the good work. I can't wait to have you back on my show and talk about your next upcoming acting projects. And please keep me updated. I can't wait to have you back.
Thank you for having me.
Here, thank you for coming on my show. I appreciate it
No problem.
very much. And I'll let you, I think it's 7:32 p.m. your time.
Yes,
Bye.
correct.
Well, thank you again, Miss Wendy, for coming on my show. I appreciate it, and I look forward to talking to you again.
No problem.
All
Likewise.
right. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye.